Selfless.
Caring.
Unconditional.
Leader.
Progressive.
Loving.
Righteous.
A fighter.
Enthusiastic.
Funny.
That's who Cody was.
That's what the Brace family stands for.
His qualities and the qualities of his friends and family are what this foundation is all about.
His mission, whether he knew it or not, was to give, to lead, and to make a difference. Even after his passing, his friends, his family, and all of you here tonight have helped bring his energy back into this world through OTAP.
Cody is here to stay, he's here to help, and he lives on by providing a second chance at life and comfort to those in need.
Cody was kind of this figure that I saw as like a mentor to some extent during the time that I did know him. He was just always raved about. He was extremely enthusiastic, selfless, really just did the right thing when nobody was looking kind of guy.
He was always honest. I felt like whenever he put his mind to something, he was dedicated to that, and it was important to see that through. I remember about how happy he always was, and that he was always encouraging me to, do my best. I remember one of his better friends, Michael Brown, was my basketball coach in 8th grade, and Cody would always ask me about the games and how that was going and how our season was, and was always curious about things in my life. Even though we had a big age gap, he was always wondering what was going on with me and if I needed anything and just what was new.
Cody cared about people. Every single time I was with him, he didn't just say, "How are you doing?" where people say that as the "how's the weather" type of phrase. He truly meant it. Didn't ask me, "Oh, how's school? Are you studying?" Always asked me, like, "What's going on in your life? Are you struggling with anything? How are girls?" We had a very cousin-friend relationship, being 6 months apart, 1 grade apart. Cody was unique. He didn't just go to the norm, or if everyone liked one thing. Like, for example, he was a Cowboys fan. Not many people are Cowboys fans, but that's just who his team was. He liked it.
He liked to be argumentative, just for the sake of the argument, I think, sometimes, especially about sports, especially. Over on this bulletin board, I had a Phillies calendar, which I think he probably took note of. When I gave the first test of the year, I always put a bonus question on the test at the end. And when I corrected the test, he put down Atlanta 10, Phillies 6, which was the score of the game the night before. And then I found out he was a big Braves fan. The next day, when he came into the classroom, he was going back to his seat. He kind of gave me a little side look to see if I was going to make a comment. And then when I gave the test back to him, I had -3. So he, gave me one of these head nods and a little smirk. And I pretended I didn't notice, and then I got a little shot on his way out the door, which I don't even know what he said. But I know it was funny because everybody else laughed. So it was one of the most endearing things to him that, the fact that he enjoyed the interaction, whether you were a teacher or a friend or a relative, he enjoyed that back and forth, I think.
I'm Steve Dombrowski. I live in Carbondale, Pennsylvania, and my liver problems came on out of the blue.
Steve started getting tired and just not himself. And we took him to the doctor, and his blood count was incredibly low, and his liver studies weren't great. And the doctor told us that if you follow the Southbeat diet and you do all these wonderful things, you'll be fine. They diagnosed him with NASH, a type of liver disease. It's non-alcoholic. And unfortunately, we thought we were too young and too smart to follow that. And he just kept getting sicker and sicker until he almost passed out in the house. And that was when we knew we needed to do something.
It was a shame I had to quit my job at Toby Han Army Depot because it was getting to be a big hassle just going from my workbench to the men's room and back. I'd be gasping for air. I'd be tired. It was actually a challenge to wake up in the morning and get ready to go to work on the van.
It was like my life just shattered. It shattered into like a million pieces. And he was sick. He was so sick.
I had NASH and another part of it they called watermelon stomach. And I probably suffered for about 3 years. I thought that I would be dead before I received a new liver. I really did. I have probably one of the best wives that a guy could ever ask for. She stood by my side through thick and thin. She never left my side. She was always there for me, and she was always my rock.
I took the garbage out. I fixed the toilet. I would sleep next to him. I would never sleep just to put my hand on him because he'd get confused and he'd get out of bed. And it was just things that I never thought I can do. I found strength that I did not think I had. It made me a better, stronger person. Amazing. I'm still amazed with myself. I know that sounds kind of bragging, but I worked full time. I would be awake with him at night. I would do whatever I had to do. I would take time off to take him to the doctors. He couldn't drive. I would figure a way to get people to get him to the doctors, and I just couldn't believe that I could do that. And I just wanted it to go away. I wanted to go back to the other way.
There was a morning one time when I was down Geisinger in Danville. I went to go to the restroom and I looked in the mirror and my cheeks were shrunken in. My face was white as a sheet. And I thought, what day am I going, Lord? I thought I didn't have too much time left. And then out of the blue, we have a liver for you. I just came back home from a checkup down Geisinger. I was sitting in the house and the phone rang. And they said, we have a liver for you.
It was hard. It was a hard road. The things we did. The ambulance rides and the drives to Geisinger and that was it. We were there for 15 days. He was in the hospital. And that was the moment where I thought, oh my God, I was trying to work at the hospital in ICU, impossible with a computer. And that was when the Burries Foundation really did intervene and give us some peace of mind. Peace of mind is incredibly, incredibly valuable at that point. You don't realize it. They offered, any kind of support that we needed. I did not know how I was going to pay for the hotel that I was staying in. They paid for the whole hotel. They called us, they checked on us. Do you need anything? It was just, we were their first transplant patient. They had a scholarship patient, and then we were their first transplant patient. And like I said, peace of mind you didn't really think you needed it that much, but it was good. It really did help a lot, just knowing they were there. I could call and say, our washer broke, something I could not fix. Okay, I was good, but I wasn't that good. And he was in the hospital and our washer broke, and I was just like, I'm gonna get this clothes done. And, they offered to pay to take it to a laundromat and get washed and folded and brought back, and just really, it just helped.
That whole Berets Foundation is fabulous, and everyone associated with them is fantastic. I can't say enough good stuff about them. They're always there for us when we need them. They're marvelous. They took us under their wing like we're family, and we feel like they're another part of our family.
What an amazing family. Amazing. And it will always be angels to us. There will always be angels. To have come through something so hard, such hardship, and to have, just brought it into such a positive and helpful and just amazing organization. It amazes me. You don't know. You need to learn about what we are talking about. Like, you need to pay attention to the fact that these people lost a son. They lost a very young son in a very painful way. And they helped people. They helped people live. And if this foundation can continue to do that, like it did for me and my husband, I mean, look at us. We are gloriously happy. We are healthy. You need to learn. You need to listen. You need to read. You need to pay attention. Because you know what? When someone passes away and they have good organs, that is just lives that are getting thrown away. That's lives that are just not being saved. You know what I mean? And in the middle of the crisis of needing, desperately needing a liver, I had to worry about money, which just seems so silly. It seems so silly, but I needed to live. I needed to pay my mortgage. I needed to live. And the Berets Foundation, with their donations, they took that pressure off of me so I could worry more about my husband and getting his transplant.
So the foundation definitely, of course, helps with a lot of the financial aspect of organ donation and transplants and housing and food and everything that comes along with that whole process. But I find that one of the most valuable kind of things that the foundation provides is a sense of community.
So OTAP is, or at least what we do with OTAP, we are trying to help families in Lackawanna County that are going through the organ transplant process, giving them money to help get them food, shelter, childcare while they're going through this process, because we understand that these families are most likely struggling while they're waiting on the organ donor list. And we want to help them make that process as easy as possible and help their family make that process as easy as possible.
A lot is covered by insurance, but a lot isn't covered by insurance. And that's where we step in. We step in for food, money for hotels, whatever is necessary, we step in and we assist. I am incredibly proud of the foundation. From where we started to where we are now, we're leaps and bounds ahead of where I ever thought that we could be. And we just continue to grow bigger and bigger every year. And I don't see an end in sight, and I don't want there to be an end in sight. To have Cody taken from us so suddenly was so tragic for so many of us. But from the work that we've done in creating this foundation, something beautiful has come out of something so tragic, and I couldn't be more proud of the people that are involved in this foundation.
So I think the greatest gift you could give anyone is the gift of life. So I'm asking you please to be an organ donor if you can. You don't know the tremendous lives you're saving. And this Cody Berets Foundation, what can I say? It's a fantastic thing. It's in your area. They help a lot of people, and they're a fantastic group of people. So please do your best, anything you can do. If you can donate to the cause, even if it's $1, you're doing something to help somebody. And you're not going out of your way to do this. So please become an organ donor. If you have an extra dollar now and then, send it to the foundation. Please try to help them out. Look what they did for me. I'm living proof. What I mean, it's fantastic.